Humble beginnings. My story, my testimony.
It's my greatest hope that my wonderful viewer, that God has kept you well and you are pressing on in this difficult time, this epidemic time. I trust you are still having confidence and you're not losing hope. I encourage you to keep holding and trusting in the Lord. This is Bishop Dr. Ken, your host for the wonderful program I know you love. Humble beginning, my story, my testimony. I do believe that this program has been impacting your life. And of course, I've been hearing from some of you who have taken time to communicate to us, to text us, and even to call us, telling us how this program is impacting them. I do pray that you can even share with somebody and you can like it, even as it is also on Facebook, our media channels. You can also like it and share with a friend. May the Lord God bless you. Today, we are not behind. We are blessed and honored to have a blessed man of God who is together with us in our program entitled Humble Beginning. Even men of God, they came from somewhere. And apart from taking the Bible and saying the Bible say, they also have a testimony. Thank you so much. Today in the studio, we are blessed and graced to have the man of God, Reverend Peter. Welcome, Reverend Peter Muturi, to our studio. I welcome you. May the Lord God bless you. Reverend Peter,
yes,
some of us think maybe we came from above. Let me give you this opportunity to greet our viewers here.
Yes.
And also later you tell us, where was Peter born?
Yes. Thank you so much, Bishop, for inviting me and even for hosting me in this wonderful program. May the Lord bless you so much.
Thank you.
It's an opportunity and a privilege. May God bless you. My name's Pastor Peter Muturi. I am a born-again Christian.
Beautiful.
I am a husband. I am a father. I am a pastor. I am also a businessman.
Wow.
But I'm also an author.
Wow.
I have actually authored a book, which I'll share with you much when we have the time.
Yeah.
I would want to just say quickly that I was born in Kawangware back in the mid-1970s. That's when I was born, in a very humble beginning. My parents had a little shop there, a tailoring shop, where they raised us up. We were 8 of us.
Yeah.
The firstborn is actually a pastor also. And myself, so we are 2 pastors in one house. And God has blessed us as a family. We were born 6 boys.
6 boys.
And then we also have 2 girls.
Wow, 8 of you.
8 of us. All of us are married.
Hey.
Yes.
Hey.
Yes, we thank
That's
God.
a great blessing.
Yes.
Thank you.
Amen.
Wow, welcome.
Amen.
Now, when you hear that you say you were born in Kawangware.
Yes.
Kawangware, I know it is famous, and Kawangware is known as a slum.
Yes.
And I know there are people, when they hear somebody was born in a slum,
Yes.
they want to hear more about this person, because slum has its own kind of life.
Yes.
And I appreciate because you are coming here. I know this time somebody in the Bible asks, can anything good come from Nazareth?
Oh, yes.
So when we see somebody coming from Kawangware slum,
Yes.
I know you have a good testimony.
Yes.
Can you tell us, being born in slum, 8 of you, how was life?
I will tell you, Bishop, that life was not easy. Today when you tell someone that you come from Kawangware, the current Kawangware is not the old Kawangware. Because there's a big difference. Now there is a lot of developments which are coming up. There are banks, there are other institutions. But the then Kawangware of then was not a joke. Actually, it was a real Kawangware. And it was known as a Kawangware where people used to be, tunasema kupigwa ngeta, like being smashed. And other wicked things were happening that time. So it was even dangerous to tell people that you come from Kawangware because they would even be fearing you because of how Kawangware was known to be. We thank God for what is happening today. And I believe that what is happening today is as a result of servants of God and churches which have also come up and also prayed for the area. And therefore we are seeing a lot of change. But going back to when I was born, I would want to say that we grew with a lot of difficulties as a family. First and foremost, even our father and mother could not be able to provide food. To put food on the table was a challenge. They used to really hustle with the small business of doing tailoring to just give us a food on the table. So it was a challenge by itself. But also there were other challenges, what I call the environmental challenges. The people that were in that area, they had also come up from very poor families. And also because of poverty, they had actually gotten into wickedness. Some of the parents were cooking like changa, and now they were wanting their children also to, to join them
In cooking changa.
in cooking changa, selling, so that they can be able to get money at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, we found ourselves that we were also being influenced in one way or the other. But I want to really thank God because of my mother. We have been raised by a very strong mother. Even that time, and we are talking about the early 80s and those years, my mother was very prayerful. And she used to wake up every day at 3 o'clock in the morning just to pray for us while we were sleeping. So she would come and lay hands on us, and we did not know because we were very little at that time. And she would prophesy big things upon us. And she was saying these ones will not grow and be influenced by the challenges and the surrounding. And that's how we began getting shaped as little as we were. So I would say that, Bishop, it wasn't very easy for us. A lot of young people that I know, personal friends that I know, have been buried. We have buried a lot of young people in Rangata Cemetery because they took the wrong direction. And they went that way, and some of them, they became thieves because of the many challenges which were there, and they were even killed. So we want to thank God because our parents were God-fearing, and through that, they shaped us up to become who we are today. Yes.
Wow, beautiful.
Yes.
And now about getting food, getting educated, with all the criminal activities associated with the Kawangware of then.
Yes.
How did you survive? How did you make out of that?
Well, it wasn't easy, Bishop, because I remember very well that one of the things that made especially my dad, I think one thing was, of course, the help of God. And also he was a man of wisdom. And also very disciplined. Because my father was so disciplined in terms of even the little shillings that he used to get from his business. Remember, he wasn't even sure that he's going to sell a cloth to the people or the passers-by or wherever. But however much little he was getting, he was using that amount of money just to make sure that he divides it between our school, because we were also coming up in school, and also to make sure that we get enough food. So he would be able to sustain us through that. However small little it was, even if it was just one pack of unga, but he made sure that we have shared equally, and every child was satisfied. Yes, Bishop.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm trying to think about the little slum life.
Yes.
As you are growing up, how can you, what can you say about little slum life experience? Because there are people who have, as you are talking here, we are talking about people from all levels of life.
Yes.
There are people who have never even stepped in a slum. They have never even known. They only see through the media. And when we see like one of them, who God brought out of there, how was life? How horrible was it? What was really life in slum life?
Slum life, Bishop, I would say that it was very difficult for us. It was really difficult for us, especially because of what I had said, the environment. we were so cumbersomed by poverty. I would say that even the poor people in that area, they were calling us poor.
Wow.
Right now, when you go to Kawangware, where we used to live, the place that we used to live, number one, my parents had built this house in a common land. You remember the common land of that time? It was a place that the government had given space
Allow the people
to build, but it was not it was not permanent.
Yeah.
That's actually where my parents were managed to build, and we built a matope house. It was not even a wood house. Mud house. So we took matopes and we built. And every time there would even be a clerk. My father did not struggle to call for a fundi. He was a fundi of his own. He would get some matope and just put it there, smear there, and that is it. That's how our house was. Even our bed was another story also. Because I remember he used to go to Gikomba and get those old logs, those ones which had been been cut, and then he would get the gunia, the nylon gunia, yes, and sack, and then he would put those things there and also be able to sew them, because he was a fundi of sewing. And then that's how we used to put our beds for. So he would put them down there whenever it rains. It was very challenging for us. You can imagine now it has rained. There is no floor. There's no floor, no cemented ground. So it would even get us, the floods would get us into the bed. And sometimes it was very horrible for us. I remember that time, because of the rains and all that, at some point I was very, very sick. My mother used to tell me this story. And he told me, when you became very sick, I tried to take you to the hospital several times, and you were not getting well. So I left you on the bed. If you survive, you survive. If you die, it is okay. Because she could not be able to take further. She didn't even have the capacity. She had come to herself. But thank God, because of our prayer. The devil had purpose for evil through the challenges we were going through, but God was purposing it for good. And that's where we are here today, even preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ. Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now I know, coming from a family of 8 children,
yes,
from the slum, the challenges, the problems, the difficulty, life there is very hard.
Yes.
Now, how did you proceed? Did you academically? How did your life proceed?
Yeah, we proceeded on very well, Bishop, because, as I said, my father was very disciplined. My father told us one story, which I would just 1 second and say that he never got education. So when he was growing. And the funny thing was that his my grandfather did not provide him education, not because he did not have the capability. He had the capability, but he just denied only one child, and that is my father. So the rest of the guys, they had the opportunity, but they never took advantage of the opportunity. So what happened was that my father, because of being raised like that, he now said, for us, none of our none of his children is going to lack education. So ever since, my father has been doing all efforts to make sure that each and every one of us has gotten enough education. And therefore, he committed himself to make sure that from the firstborn to the lastborn, despite of the challenges we were facing that I mentioned earlier, that we have been provided for education. So we grew from Kawangware Primary School. That's where we went to school, from my firstborn all the way to the lastborn. And we grew there, and God helped us. We were also very hardworking. My father was very disciplined in terms of making us, as his children, we have the discipline to learn. So every day when we come from school, we were able to do our homework, and my father would make sure that he observes that. So that's how we grew with that, with education, and by the grace of God, we managed our primary school levels, and then after that we went to secondary, by the grace of God, all of us, and then of course after that we went to the university. And by the grace of God, right now I can say I'm doing my master's.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
yes.
That's good. That's what you missed by then. You are now getting it now.
I am now getting it right now.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yes.
Now, when you finish your that humble school in school, and what did you do? What kind of job did you do? Were you employed? Did you venture in business? How did your life proceed?
After I finished my Form 4, I remember, because I was an artist, I loved art and craft whenever I was in my primary as well as my secondary. So I ventured into sign lighting. So where I used to go and get some businesses here and there from different people, and then they would give me the kibaruas, and I would paint their shops, I would do their brandings and all that, and that's how I began to make money in my early age. That was in between before I entered into college. So I did a lot of that work, and by the grace of God, I was able to pay for my house, and then through that, I have now developed into other businesses slowly by slowly. Yes, Bishop.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is great. This is beautiful. That's wonderful. And now, what you are doing then, taking care of those shops, painting,
Yes.
art, is this the same thing you are doing today?
I would say that for the love of artwork and for the love of design, I have actually ventured into graphic design.
Graphic design.
Back in 1999,
Okay.
and I did it for 3 years in Kenya Polytechnic, which is the current technical university of Kenya. And I've been there for those 3 years, and then after that, that's now when I now began to do official business. Yes, because I went to the city center and I opened a business there for graphic design, printing, and also other things like branding and advertising and stuff like that. Yes, Bishop.
So if anybody needs the design and those work, the blooding,
Yes.
you are able to do it professionally for you.
Exactly, Bishop. Yes, I'm very professional on that. And just in case someone wants me to assist them on that, I think I'm qualified for that. Yes, Bishop.
Wow.
Yes.
That's when you say that you are still in business, that's the same business now you are in?
Yes, I'm also into that business. And I thank God, because even before I talk about ministry, I would also say that that is one business that has also supported me on one of the side. Yes, as I would call it my tent making.
Yeah, tent
Yes.
making, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried. Remember, even Paul was a tent maker.
Yes,
And when he was not in the ministry, he was doing that.
exactly, Bishop.
Oh, that's great. And now, from that time of Kawangware to today, are you still in Kawangware?
Well, I would say I'm still in Kawangware, but I'm also not still in Kawangware.
Okay.
It's only that I'm saying that because my ministry is near Kawangware.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would, in one way or the other, I would also always find myself passing there just to go and see. But of course, my life is not centered there as it used to be any longer. Yes, Bishop.
So, flashing back, today, when you look at Kawangware of today and
Yes.
Kawangware of then, what comparison can you give?
Well, I would say that there's a lot of change. There's a big change. Today's Kawangware, there's a lot of development with the few institutions which have come up. But also spiritually, I think also Kawangware is also becoming better than it was then. I think I cannot want to paint the bad Kawangware then today. Things have actually changed for the better, to the glory of God. Yes, Bishop.
And in terms of evil and criminal activities, has they subsided?
I think they have subsided, and the bad name that you used to have that time is no longer there. So I think Kawangware is more safer than then. Yes, Bishop.
Yeah, I remember there was time Kawangware could be mentioned.
Yes.
And it's like your hair stand.
Yes.
Yeah, because of what it was associated with.
Yes.
Thank you, our wonderful viewer. This is becoming sweeter and wonderful. I trust that it is impacting your life and you are running how things were in those 70s and today. We are venturing to a short break and we are coming back shortly. Don't move, remain there. We are coming back shortly. Thank you.
Humble beginnings. My story, my testimony.